Tragedy at LA Sheriff's Training Center. 3 heroic deputies lost in mysterious explosion. A tragic incident has unfolded at a training facility for the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department in East LA, resulting in the heartbreaking loss of 3 experienced deputies. This devastating explosion occurred early on Friday morning, around 7:30 a.m., at the Biscailuz Training Center located on Northeastern Avenue, as confirmed by officials from the LA County Fire Department. The deputies who lost their lives were members of the department's specialized arson explosives unit, a detail that requires extensive training and expertise. Sheriff Robert Luna, speaking at a press conference, expressed the profound sorrow felt by the department, stating, "This is unfortunately the largest loss of life for us as the LA County Sheriff's Department since 1857. He was joined by various officials, including members of the County Board of Supervisors and representatives from the Los Angeles Police Department, the County Fire Department, and the California Highway Patrol. Fortunately, there were no additional injuries reported in connection with this tragic event. As the day progressed, the identities of the fallen deputies were revealed. They were Joshua Kelley-Ecklund, Victor Lemus, and William Osborn, all of whom served as detectives within the Special Enforcement Bureau's Arson Explosives Detail. Sheriff Luna referred to them as heroic individuals who dedicated many years to public service, with their tenures spanning 19, 22, and 33 years, respectively. Kelley-Ecklund, who joined the department in March 2006, initially served as a training officer before advancing to detective and working in the Narcotics Bureau. He transitioned to an arson and explosive investigator role in 2022. He leaves behind his wife, Jessica Eklund, and their 7 children. Lemus, who became part of the department in 2003, previously worked as a K-9 handler before taking on the role of an arson investigator last year. He is survived by his wife, Detective Nancy Lemus, and their 3 daughters, along with 3 sisters and a brother-in-law who are also part of the department. Osborn, a member of the department since 1992, had a long and distinguished career as a detective before becoming an arson investigator in 2019. He was known for his leadership and mentorship of new investigators, and he is survived by his wife, Detective Shannon Rincon, along with 4 sons and 2 daughters. The investigation into the cause of the explosion is currently underway, with support from the FBI and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. Sheriff Luna reassured the public that there is no ongoing threat to the community, stating, "This is an isolated incident." The LAPD bomb squad had secured the scene prior to the sheriff's press conference, which began at 11:45 a.m. Aerial footage from Call News indicated that the explosion may have occurred in a parking lot filled with large box trucks and patrol SUVs. Sheriff Luna, visibly emotional, shared that he had been in contact with the families of the deceased deputies and that further notifications would be made later in the day. He emphasized the exceptional skills of the individuals in the arson explosives detail, saying, "They are fantastic experts, and I lost 3 of them today." While many details about the explosion remain unclear, the sheriff assured that investigators are committed to thoroughly examining the incident to determine its cause. In the wake of this tragedy, condolences have poured in from various officials. LAPD Chief Jim McDonnell expressed his heartfelt sympathies, stating, "On behalf of the entire Los Angeles Police Department, I want to offer our heartfelt condolences to the families, friends, and colleagues of the fallen deputies. We stand in solidarity with our Sheriff's Department colleagues during this incredibly difficult time, and we remain ready to assist in any way we can." Local elected officials also shared their sorrow and support. County Supervisor Hilda Solis, whose district encompasses East LA, remarked, "My heart goes out to the families, friends, and colleagues of the 3 individuals who lost their lives in what appears to have been a devastating explosion." Supervisor Catherine Barger added, "My heart is heavy, and my thoughts are with the brave men and women of the Sheriff's Department during this difficult time. We stand with them and their families as they navigate the hours and days ahead." District Attorney Nathan Hochman extended his condolences on behalf of the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office, stating, "We grieve alongside you. Their service, sacrifice, and commitment to justice will never be forgotten." In a show of respect, flags at county buildings were lowered to half-staff. Later that day, A law enforcement procession transported the bodies from the training center to the county medical examiner's office. Tragic grenade explosion kills 3 LA sheriff's detectives. Full details. An unimaginable tragedy shook the Los Angeles law enforcement community last week, one that is sparking tough questions and deep sorrow. 3 seasoned detectives from the LA County Sheriff's Department lost their lives after an explosive device unexpectedly detonated inside one of their own facilities. But here's what's truly alarming. That device was officially identified as a grenade, according to information confirmed by ABC News sources. Let's break down what really happened, because this story is unfolding with layers of complexity that many might overlook. The initial investigation traced these grenades back to an apartment complex in Santa Monica. Allegedly, the explosives were left behind by a previous resident, someone believed to have military experience. The clues? The Homeowners Association's president reportedly mentioned to one tenant that a former service member may have forgotten or discarded the devices, which were then discovered by a current resident sorting through her storage unit last Thursday. Imagine finding such a dangerous item among your personal belongings. The bomb squad responded and used X-ray equipment on the grenades, assessing them as inert, meaning they were thought to be harmless. Based on that belief, detectives transported the devices back to their department's facility. Tragically, this assessment proved fatally wrong as the grenade exploded, ending the lives of 3 highly respected detectives. And this is the part most people miss. What responsibility lies with those assessing explosive devices, especially when prior military equipment is involved? Is there a systemic gap in how these potentially dangerous materials are handled, even when experts are called to the scene? Over the weekend, the investigation was handed over to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, ATF, whose national response team is using every available resource to determine exactly how and why these grenades ended up in an apartment storage unit, and, ultimately, in a tragedy at a law enforcement facility. Furthermore, the Sheriff's Department executed a search warrant on Monday at a property in Marina del Rey believed to be connected to the case. Authorities are determined to uncover the trail these explosives followed, from a civilian home to a law enforcement tragedy. In the midst of pain and shock, people are coming together to mourn and support each other. Outside the training facility where the explosion occurred, a heartfelt tribute is growing day by day as officers and community members lay flowers, cards, and tokens of respect. The fallen detectives have now been identified: Joshua Kelley-Ecklund, Victor Lemus, and William Osborn. These men were elite operators in the Special Enforcement Bureau's Arson Explosives Detail, with a combined 74 years of experience. Their loss is deeply personal. Between them, they leave behind 16 children. Sheriff Robert Luna hailed the Special Enforcement Bureau, SEB, as the best of the best, highlighting a unit composed of deputies who tackle the most hazardous assignments, from SWAT standoffs to daring rescues in treacherous terrain. But this incident is sure to prompt debate. Even with elite training and experience, how could such a devastating miscalculation occur? Is there a lesson here about complacency, process, or equipment? In recognition of this unimaginable sacrifice, American flags are flying at half-mast throughout LA County and at the state capitol. Meanwhile, efforts are underway to support the detectives' families, like the Allied CARES Foundation, which is currently gathering donations online. Deputy Jason Zabala put the feelings of many into words. "I can think of no greater honor, truly, than to die in the service of the people of LA County." But this statement, while heartfelt, is bound to spark debate. Are such risks justified? And is enough being done to protect those who protect us? So here's the controversial question. Should protocols be changed when it comes to handling suspected old military ordnance, even when experts believe they are safe? What safety standards or policies need to be revisited to prevent disasters like this from happening again? Or do you believe this was an unavoidable, tragic fluke? Let us know in the comments. Should the current approach to handling potentially explosive devices be re-examined? Or is this simply the harsh reality of a dangerous job? Tragic training mistake. 3 deputies killed after cutting inert grenade. Tragic incident claims lives of 3 deputies. A closer look at the explosion. In a heartbreaking turn of events, 3 deputies from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department lost their lives due to an explosion involving military-style grenades that were mistakenly believed to be safe. This incident raises serious questions about safety protocols and the handling of potentially dangerous materials. According to a law enforcement source, the deputies were conducting a training exercise when they decided to cut a grenade in half after X-raying it and concluding it was inert. The tragic explosion occurred last Friday morning at the Biscailuz Regional Training Center located in East Los Angeles. The deputies who lost their lives were Detective Joshua Kelley-Ecklund, Detective Victor Lemus, and Detective William Osborn, all of whom were part of the Special Enforcement Bureau's arson explosives detail. Emerging reports suggest that the grenades involved in the explosion may have originated from a storage unit at an apartment complex in Santa Monica. Just a day before the explosion, deputies were called to assist the Santa Monica Police Department with an investigation into explosive devices discovered in a nearby storage unit. A source revealed that the grenades, which were found in the storage unit, had been X-rayed and deemed inert. However, it was later disclosed that these military-style grenades had been stolen by a member of the U.S. military during training exercises. The deputies transported these grenades back to their facility in East Los Angeles, unaware of the danger they posed. On the day of the explosion, the deputies proceeded to cut one of the grenades in half during their training, believing it to be safe. Tragically, this action triggered the device, resulting in the fatal explosion. As reported by KTLA-5's Eric Spillman, this incident has been described as a tragic mistake or accident that led to the loss of these brave men. While the Sheriff's Department has not officially confirmed the details surrounding the incident, an LASD official acknowledged that grenades were indeed found in Santa Monica. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms and Explosives is currently investigating to determine if the grenades discovered were the same ones that caused the explosion. A resident of the Santa Monica apartment complex shared that a woman had called 911 after discovering the explosives in her storage unit, which likely belonged to a previous tenant who had military ties. The man who lived here a number of years ago was ex-military, the resident explained. He had some firearms, as well as, apparently, grenades. The explosives recovered on Thursday were subsequently taken back to the East LA facility, where the deputies were handling them when the explosion occurred. Bomb squad technicians were seen at the apartment complex later that day, investigating the area and evacuating residents while searching for any additional explosive materials. However, it remains unclear if any further explosives were found. As the investigation continues, many are left wondering, how could such a tragic mistake happen? What measures can be put in place to prevent similar incidents in the future? This incident not only highlights the dangers faced by law enforcement, but also raises critical questions about safety protocols in handling explosives. What are your thoughts on this tragic event? Do you believe there should be stricter regulations regarding the handling of explosives by law enforcement? Share your opinions in the comments below. KTLA is still awaiting official confirmation from the Sheriff's Department regarding whether the explosives found in Santa Monica were indeed the ones that detonated, leading to the deputies' untimely deaths.